Hi, I'm Mike from Zanotti Armor. Today we're going to walk you through the installation of our new accessory product we call the rifle rack. The rifle rack are a set of trays that mount on the back of the door panel that allow you to display 3 or 4 long guns, maybe 3 or 4 of the most frequently used guns, maybe 3 or 4 of your favorites that you just like to look at and admire every time the door opens, which is kind of cool. But we'll walk you through the installation process, which is really simple. So let's get started. The kit you will receive will include an upper and a lower tray, rifle rods, mounting screws, a washer, and a 5/32 inch drill bit. You will be drilling through the door panel and through the steel door frame behind the door panel. There's a 2-inch frame that goes all the way around the perimeter. So when you drill through the door panel, you're going to hit a steel panel behind that, which is why we will include the 5/32 drill bit in the kit. Just makes the installation go a little simpler for you. Really, the only tools that will be required would be a drill, a Phillips head screwdriver, and then a level to level up the tray before you mark, drill, and mount those. So for the sake of the video, to keep it moving along, we're just going to walk through the installation of the top tray. The bottom tray is basically exactly the same, with the exception of there'll be a few 2 or 3 mounting screws that are holding the carpeted door panel to the back of the door. Remove those and discard those, because I like to line up the bottom edge of the tray with the bottom edge of the carpeted door panel to position it. And the 2 mounting screws for the tabs are more than sufficient to hold the tray and to hold the bottom of that door panel in place. Another thing I'd like to point out here would be take the 5/32 drill bit and ream out the 2 mounting holes on each of the tabs. Our first batch that we made, we put an 1/8 inch hole there. We found that 5/32 works a little better, so the next batch we order will take care of that. But for the sake of this video, if you get one of the first batches, just make sure we've got a 5/32 hole in those tabs, and we're ready to go. So now we have the lower tray installed, we're ready to install the upper tray. Just take the longest gun that you're going to be displaying, give yourself a couple 3 inches above it, wherever that would be. Locate the tray, center it, and mark your first hole, and then remove the tray to drill it. The reason we say remove the tray and not try to drill it while you're holding that is the tabs are so close. If you try to drill it with the rack in place, the chuck of the drill is going to get in the way, and you're going to wind up trying to drill on an angle, and that's going to make things a lot more difficult. So just mark your hole, remove the tray, and then drill your first hole. Okay, so now we have our first hole drilled. We're ready to screw in the first screw. Simply take the screw that's included, your Phillips head screwdriver, locate it, screw it in. Now we want to level up the tray. Again, we're doing the upper one just the same way you did the bottom one. Make sure you're level, take your marker, mark the hole, and we're ready to drill the second hole. Remove the level, let the tray just fall out of place. Again, you don't want to try to drill it with the tray up there because the chuck would interfere, and drill your second hole. If you want to use your drill to put the screws in, just make sure you have an extension on the drill so that, again, you're not interfering with the tray and you're able to put that screw in at a straight 90-degree angle. Couple things worth noting here. When you mount that upper shelf, just make sure it's not at the exact same level as your interior shelf. If it is, just raise that interior shelf up 1 notch or drop 1 notch so there's no interference there. The other thing is we include 4 washers in the kit. The reason is, by design, when you screw those tabs in, that tray will sit at just a slight angle upward. And the reason is, when we put those long guns in the bottom, we want them leaning back against the door panel, or just a little extra insurance to help position those. It's not really that noticeable, but when you get to the upper tray, if you don't like that slight upward angle on that tray, all you have to do is take those included washers and just put 1 washer behind the tab, behind the black tab on the tray, and screw it in, and that'll level things up. So now we have the upper tray and the lower tray installed. We're ready to add the guns. Simply take the guns, insert the rifle rod into the barrel, position the guns where you would like them, raise the rifle rod up to Velcro to the underside, and our installation's complete.